2007 Yukon or extended cab 1500 pickup with 0% financing for 60 months.
Punt or kick, but just don't pass up these great deals. Tailgate in your new Yukon, Envoy, or extended cab before the season is over. Good luck to our local teams from everyone at Bailey Gibson.
At South Central Bank, we work hard to say yes. Yes to your business. Yes to free business checking. And yes to loans tailored to fit your business needs. South Central Bank knows that each business is unique and needs flexibility as it grows. Our loan professionals will work with you from beginning to end to get the best financing available to help your business grow. We like to say yes. South Central Bank, hometown banking. There is a difference.
Does this picture make you smile? If it does, then stop by and see our friendly faces at Cook, Downing & Underwood Insurance Agency. We represent State Auto Insurance Company, one of the best companies around, and we guarantee that we're the friendliest agency in town. If you've never felt good about paying your insurance premium, we can change that. Stop by and see our smiling faces at Cook, Downing & Underwood, the friendliest agency in town.
Let the staff of Joe Publishing help make your business or campaign stand out among the rest. The print division of Joe Publishing offers full-service printing for all your needs. Not only do we print 12 local newspapers, but we offer first-class color printing, large or small, on anything from business cards to posters and everything in between. For nearly 30 years, the print division of Joe Publishing is proud to have served South Central Kentucky residents for all their printing needs. Call Joe Publishing today and let us go to work for you.
So Simon, what seems to be the problem?
I just can't sleep at night. I'm losing a lot of sleep, staying up at late hours.
How's work?
It's okay.
What about home? Anything different at home?
Well...
So there is a problem at home?
Yeah. It's the EPB's digital cable. There's just so many channels. I can't get any sleep at night. I'm staying up, afraid I'll miss something.
EPB, bringing Glasgow the future, faster.
Welcome back to Talk on the Street. Our guests this evening are Walter Davis and Steve Newberry. We're discussing the referendum that will be on the ballot November the 6th to allow alcohol sales in restaurants. When we left, Steve, Walter was saying that in his experience helping to recruit for the hospital and recruit physicians to the area, alcohol may have occasionally come up in the conversation, but it's not a major factor.
And I want to be real clear. Alcohol, to me, is, have I had someone raise the alcohol issue in recruiting industries to the community? Yes, I have, and I can tell you about that. But for me, it's a restaurant issue. And it is a level of entertainment and quality of life in a community that becomes important to the selection team. We have seen this time and time again. So, Walter says it's not an issue, and I agree. Tax incentives and wage pool and all those things are certainly there. It's not necessarily a reason that gets you selected, but it is absolutely a reason that can have you eliminated. And, case in point, two of our largest employers, their plant management lives in Bowling Green now. They commute back and forth because they said, look, if I've got to be down here entertaining our guests that are in from town that are staying in Bowling Green hotels and eating at Bowling Green restaurants, that is a factor that we can't ignore. And we have to be cognizant of that. So, it's not somebody coming in with handshaking saying, I've got to have a drink, but it is the ability for them to entertain someone, alcohol involved, alcohol not involved. There are hundreds and thousands of Barron Countyans that every week go to Bowling Green, and they go to Rafferty's to have the Bluegrass Special, or they go to O'Charlie's for the cheddar biscuit, or for the chicken fingers, or the Red Lobster for the cheddar biscuit, never taking a drink, never planning on taking a drink. That's the option we need in this community.
Well, but my question is, and this was a question I had in my notes to ask. One of the restaurants is often mentioned when I hear this debate is an Olive Garden, and I'm not trying to promote or not demote them, but those. At a certain level, alcohol or no alcohol, those restaurants are making those decisions on the basis of population and demographics, how many young professionals they have in the community.
That's correct.
At least in the foreseeable future, a lot of those restaurants aren't going to be locating in Glasgow, are they?
That's correct. It is not going to be a quick, you turn on the faucet and all of a sudden 20 restaurants are here. There are several that have already identified that they would like to locate in the community and strongly consider it. And I do need to take this opportunity. There's some misinformation that's out in the community that someone had contacted 4 chains and no franchises are available. That's just patently false. The franchises are already taken by people that own the franchise rights for the state of Kentucky or their company-owned stores that would explore coming into this community. So when people hear that, that's a little...
And I'm going to give you a chance, Walter. I know you want to get in, but I want to ask another question, which is, you said this was a restaurant issue, which brought me back to one of the earlier points that were made. This debate tends to center very often around sometimes from the opposing side, dire predictions of alcohol, impaired drivers on the road, and so forth. Frankly, in many years of doing my job as a reporter, I've talked to law enforcement officers in many different communities and in the Kentucky State Police, and I won't say without exception, but almost invariably they tell me it's easier to do their jobs in communities with alcohol sales. However, by the same token, if you don't have package sales but have it in alcohol, there is no way to get there with, well, I suppose there are ways, but a huge number of people are going to be drinking and driving. How do we respond to that?
Well, when I was a college student was when the enforcement first came of a designated driver. And I go out to dinner many times with friends, some who will drink, some who will not drink. But one thing that I can guarantee you is there is somebody that is in that group that will not consume any alcohol that night and will be the designated driver on the way home. That's just become a social norm for a lot of people. But there are going to be people that break the law. You know, right now, the Kentucky State Police, in their 2006, just last year, their 2006 crime report, we had more per capita DUI arrests than any of our surrounding counties, except for Monroe County.
Before we get into the statistics, I know Walter's been wanting, I haven't allowed him, he's wanted to respond on a couple of things.
Well, number one, I think I have seen some things on websites and elsewhere that were statements that franchises weren't available. I think those were just pulled off of the websites of those particular restaurants. The point is, it's not that those were made to mislead. That's just what's there. Now, if somebody has a franchise for Glasgow, they certainly haven't put it here up to this point. And going back, Olive Garden couldn't even stay in Bowling Green. Right. You've got to get a Red Lobster. We might get an Applebee's. That's possible. A restaurant here might start selling. That's possible. But Glasgow, even though we're the 28th largest city in the Commonwealth, we're still a small town. And those restaurants don't go in small towns.
Nobody that I'm associated with has said this is vote for this and you get an Olive Garden, or vote for this and you get
perhaps I shouldn't have used that. Right. That's just the restaurant I heard in one conversation.
And it's going to be a growing process.
Yeah, I don't want to argue with the moderator, but it's I don't know who you've talked to in law enforcement, but drunk driving is a serious problem, and enforcement is a major issue. And I think whether we're dry or whether we're wet, or whether we're moist, or whatever we are, I think enforcement should be strict.
Absolutely.
Mark Twain rather famously said there are 3 kinds of lies: lies, damn lies, and statistics. And I've got statistics that we've collected that show in communities where this vote has taken place favorably on the issue, DUI citations went up. Invariably, those people tell me, or say in those same articles, when we've contacted them, and we've contacted representatives in Burnside and Franklin and Elizabethtown and some other communities, that that's from better enforcement because we can hire more people. I don't know that we can resolve that issue. What I think I do know is counterintuitive to believe that if there's more alcohol, there won't be more people driving impaired. By the same token, Walter, it seems to me One of the things that had, and I have spoken to those people all across the state, they simply say that it's easier to locate, regulate, and control is their answer. I've been surprised by that answer in some cases too, but I didn't say that in order to